second to subscribe, guys. Let's check this out.
Girls are so pretty, are so awesome. She married him only to move there.
Lucky ticket from this wonderful country.
Only love, only true feelings. Hello, my sweet, lovely, dear friends. Welcome to the video. It's Ellie. On this channel, we discuss cultural aspects of various countries. And one of the most interesting and intriguing aspects that everyone loves to hear about, to discuss, and to gossip about is relationships. There is a stereotype about Russian women that they like to date or marry particularly foreigners, and today we're gonna find out whether that stereotype is...
Okay, pause the video, comment down below, is that true? Do Russian women love to marry foreigners? Let me know. Let me know. This is real-time data.
Now, so let's go and ask them.
She's pretty herself.
Несколько вопросов. О, господи, давай. Страшно. Никогда так. Так, а вы говорите на английском? Сможешь на английском, да, отвечать? Если я буду хорошо соображать. Так, хорошо. Вы говорите на английском?
Oh no!
No, oh no.
Easily create video ads by simply pasting your product page
She's like,
URL.
no, I'm out.
Wait, hold up.
Умные вопросы какие-то, умные, нет?
There is a stereotype about Russian girls that they like to date or marry foreigners. Do you think it's true or only a stereotype?
I think it's stereotype. It's not important where from person. The most important thing is your feelings.
Я думаю, скорее всего, правда. Комфортнее жить в другой стране, нежели в этой.
Ну, как бы некоторые-то желают выйти замуж за заграничного парня. Но не всегда это. Не каждый. Я не хочу.
У меня лично есть подруги, у которых прям абсолютно different менталитет. Ну вот с афроамериканцами, с китайцами, с японцами. У меня есть подруги.
Мне кажется, это определенный тип женщин, и это тут не связано с русскими, не русскими. Просто есть люди, которые...
I do agree. In general, I do think that's a bit of a stereotype. I do think that's a bit of a stereotype. That's a stereotype that has come a long way. So people are I've started believing it. But I do believe that, yeah, you have your cultural practices, you have your way of doing things that the other person might not be able to do. So it might be hard for some women to adapt to marrying a foreigner and vice versa. I get that.
Хотят, наверное, легкой, простой жизни, и для них кажется, что да, это самый простой вариант.
I never met someone of my friends or my родственники, relatives who wants to meet foreign guys. Yeah, my family, I guess, prefer more guys from my country, maybe because it's easier to communicate with them. It's easier to find love in your country.
Я думаю, что это стереотип. Ну, как-то любовь не зависит от национальности человека.
I think it's a stereotype because the most important thing is to find a soulmate, and it doesn't matter what country he's from.
I guess it's more of the truth.
There we hear it, ladies and gentlemen. If the connection is there, the connection is there. That's all that you got to worry about. Now, as emotionally disconnected as I am at this stage, I do think that I'll be visiting Russia very, very soon.
Just because the difference between girls and boys in our country is really huge. I mean, maybe even foreigners, when they come to Russia, they sometimes say that, well, Russian girls are so pretty, are so awesome, and they date such guys that are not handsome enough for them.
Wow. Oh, they got high standards.
And what about girls who prefer to marry Italians, French, Americans? Do you think they only want to date them to move to Europe or the US? Or because they don't like something about Russian guys?
I think it depends on the girl. I have a friend, she married, as far as I remember, a guy. He lives in Israel, but she married him only to move there.
Really?
Yes.
Does he know about that?
I don't know, but it was the only way to move from Russia, maybe.
Это, мне кажется, еще из каких-то сказок идет, что вроде как вот он принц на белом коне.
Okay. Let's pause. Another question. You, the ladies watching, obviously, this is for you. would you marry a foreigner? And what would be the main reason? Would you only marry the foreigner in order to get out of the country that you're living in? Or would you do it for the right reasons? Let's hear it in the comments.
Не, не вот этот вот Ванька дурак на печи.
Of course, there are women that like foreigners because it's just like lucky ticket from this wonderful country to the better place. It goes from their some kind of absence of knowledge because they don't know actually what happens all around the world.
Correct.
And they just think that it's better maybe somewhere there.
Кто-то да. И я не вправе, на самом деле, их обсуждать. У всех разные жизненные ситуации. Кто-то действительно влюбляется, потому что иностранцы, они хоть и другие, но они очень интересные люди. Они, мне кажется, даже смелее русских в какой-то степени.
Мы же как бы не решаем, в какого человека нам влюбляться, поэтому люди переезжают как бы...
Ну, наверное,
Вау.
с какой-то долей они симпатичнее, более уверенные в себе. И их привлекает, мне кажется, больше не сами парни, а жизнь за границей.
У меня есть подруга, она тоже хочет встречаться только в основном с иностранцами. Ну, во-первых, ее аргумент, что они красивее.
Мне кажется,
Вау.
иностранцы более толерантные, они лучше ухаживают, красивее.
What is it now?
Some
No,
of them, of course, for live abroad only, not for feelings. But as for me, of course, I don't will do that. Only if I will love person.
No, of
There
course
we
no.
are.
If they do this, it means only love between.
You guys are so sweet. People always have these opinions about Russians being cold, so from what I've seen. Now, my lab manager, right, is actually from Croatia. Well, formerly, she's from current day Croatia. And I can see a completely different demeanor in the way she was raised as opposed to many of the Western women here. There's literally, you can see the difference in the way she speaks, the mentality, the way of thinking is very rational. And I don't think people realize that in that region, conservatism and tradition is very, very popular, right? They still adhere, most now, not everyone, but most of the population still lives conservatively. Whereas in the West, everything has kind of been just modernized, right? So
Them. That's explain everything. Only love, only true feelings.
Sometimes if they want to move or, move on in their lives,
she speaks.
You can find some girls like this. But I don't really think that it's super common, for the whole community like Russian girls.
I believe that maybe it's because of principles of Russian guys that, a girl should be pretty, she should be clever, smart, be able to do a lot of stuff like cook or clean or all the stuff. Foreigners, they usually don't require such huge amount of things.
Fair point.
If you're hearing
Good
these
point.
words, it's not a coincidence. Something powerful is moving in the invisible.
Let's do a few more, guys. Let's do a few more.
Would you ever date a foreigner, or you would say for yourself like, no, I would only date and marry a Russian? What about you personally?
Personally, I don't care about the nationality. I care more about personality and whether we are suitable for each other or not.
Oh no.
We have hope.
If I met someone from another country, of course I will marry on them, on him. It doesn't matter to me from that country my future husband will be. It depends only on his like a person.
I haven't thought about it. I think it also depends on culture because there are some cultures that differ radically from our culture, and I think it would be difficult to find common interests. But if a foreigner will have the same interests which I have, so I think
I could think about it.
Главное, чтобы был какой-то вот этот коннект ментальный, который как бы не ощущается. Он просто происходит, и ты это испытываешь, чувствуешь, и вы оба это понимаете. Ну, и неважно. Естественно, как бы проблема с языком. Ну, у меня они небольшие, у меня как бы еще...
Hey, listen, no, listen to me. I'm really serious. Right? I'm really serious. I will be willing to learn Russian as much as possible if that means finding a wife. Because you guys don't understand. Even my parents are on my case now. So what am I supposed to do? Listen, I think we've checked out. We've gotten the gist of everything. Thank you so much for supporting. Thank you so much for watching these videos. I really do appreciate the support. It's all fun and games. It's very nice to kind of hear your guys' opinion on this, especially seeing that most of my subscribers are in Russia. So I'm really proud to say that. You guys have been fantastic in supporting me. Make sure that you tune in for more videos, and make sure that your post notifications bell next to the subscribe button is clicked and it's turned on. Then you will get notified of every single video that I upload. Much love, and I'll see you next time.